Hello, and thank you for accessing this workshop brought to you by University Academic Success Programs at Arizona State University. This workshop on planning for long-term projects will help you learn new strategies for developing routines to promote balance. While most of the examples will focus on writing projects, the tips and strategies shared can be helpful as you plan your semester and other long-term projects. This workshop will go over strategies that can help you plan for the goals that are meaningful to you. This includes your academic goals, personal goals, professional goals, and community goals, and how you can balance between these moving parts. This workshop will also offer time management strategies that can help you identify time constraints and construct your schedule in a way that aids your success. And finally, this workshop aims to encourage you to find balance during your academic journey. Take a moment to look at this picture of a somewhat cluttered kitchen. There's a lot of stuff all over the kitchen, and to focus on each piece can distract from the other. We have a lot of similar clutter in our minds that can be left around and weigh us down. It can also distract us from the task at hand. Before you begin any work or writing session, or even early in your day, it can help to take stock of anything that you have currently floating around in your mind. This could include things like, how do you feel? What is worrying you right now? What do you have to do today? What are your apprehensions about your upcoming projects? What are potential obstacles in the way of completing your project? What do you want to do that you feel you cannot do? At this time, feel free to pause the video and write out your thoughts before hitting play to move on to the next slide. Now we will turn to focus on how do you find your inspiration to write by building your own momentum. A useful method to work into your inspiration is free writing. As Flannery O'Connor said, "I write because I don't know what I think until I read what I say." When free writing, the goal is to focus not necessarily on what exactly you say. In practice, you want to write without stopping and without editing for grammar or meaning. You may be asking, but how can I approach free writing? We recommend you set a timer to write non-stop for a specific period of time depending on your goals. After the timer stops, you can then read the text to find themes or sentences that you want to build upon or add to another piece of writing. Now the why. Free writing can be extremely useful as it can help you generate ideas and text more quickly, overcome writer's block, and quiet your inner critic. When working on long-term projects, setting goals can be very helpful. These goals can help keep you on task, create mini milestones, and allow you to keep making progress. One approach to goal making is SMART goals. SMART goals is a strategy that aids in the construction of specific and measurable goals. This can be used to create multiple types of goals, be it academic, career or work, personal or community goals. Here are some examples of SMART goals. By Friday, June 26th, I will find 5 additional sources for my literature review and will use the reading log or synthesis log to record my ideas. Or I will schedule an appointment with my instructor on Wednesday, September 9th, to discuss possible ideas and sources for my paper. Now, what makes a SMART goal SMART? SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. To make sure a goal is specific, you should first define the goal you are trying to reach and be sure that no part is vague or unclear. Think about the who, what, where, why, and which that are involved. When making a goal measurable, you are trying to define what progress will look like in a way that is quantifiable. This will help you track the progress and know when you have accomplished your goal. This can also help in breaking the goal down into smaller, more manageable pieces. If you make your goal attainable, it will help avoid that feeling of being at the bottom of a giant mountain that you have to climb. Do not make the goal too difficult to achieve for yourself, but on the flip side, do not make the goal so easy to reach that there is no challenge or you are not pushing yourself. Make sure that you identify and have the needed resources and information to complete your goals. When making a goal for a long-term project, there are typically other goals at play, either related to your project or other life events. Goals should not be written in a bubble. So when making goals, it is important to assess that the goal you are making is relevant to the project, is worthwhile for you to work on, and that it will help you meet your ultimate need. Ask yourself if the goals are consistent with each other and if they fit with both immediate and big picture plans. Lastly, a SMART goal should be timely. This means a finished SMART goal should have some time limit to help keep you on track by setting a time by which the goal will be completed. The date deadline can help create a feeling of urgency or help you prioritize tasks. Now that we talked about how you set the stage to find your inspiration, we will turn to how you can prepare yourself to meet your goals. When you set aside time to work on your projects, you want to consider how you are setting yourself up to be the most productive during this time. Generally, you want to consider how you are building momentum by identifying what time of the day you are most productive. What times of the day do you think more clearly or critically? How much time do you need to get into the groove or the flow of working? And what is your optimal work environment? You also want to consider what factors help you maintain that momentum once you get off the ground. Do you work best with music or people around you? What most often distracts you? What solutions might you be able to put in place when you face barriers or obstacles? And what are important rewards that fuel your work? You also want to consider yourself holistically as you are working through both. Make sure you consider what works for you and what your schedule can handle so that you can most effectively mediate between life and work and maintain the boundaries or momentum that will minimize distraction and burnout. Similarly, if there are limitations on what you can do to put yourself in the best working situation for you, consider what you can do to replicate those situations in your own space. Say your favorite local coffee shop is closed. Perhaps you can recreate the environment with some ambient noise using an app like Coffeetivity. Equally important to your momentum is how you manage the clutter that continually moves through your life's kitchen. By leveraging something like a work week analysis shown here, you can determine what days are the most effective or productive for you. You will want to start by mapping out what typical days or weeks might look like for you. Then you will want to consider academic, personal, professional, and community commitments that are ongoing in your week. In the work week analysis example here, you can see that for this week, this person is going to be pretty busy on Monday and Wednesday. However, they have some time on Tuesdays and Thursdays where they could write or work on their project a bit. And that will be nice because this person tends to like to save Fridays for self-care and maybe a nap. Now that we've considered your weekly life, let's zoom out to look at the larger picture at hand, as a dissertation or prospectus or even a thesis will likely take more than just a week. It can help to first create a timeline to outline goals for a large project or for a specific span of time, like a semester. You will also want to make sure that you choose a strategy that works best for you and make it something that you see on a regular basis. While most strategies can look appetizing and fun, it's critical to consider adopting a strategy that you find helpful and that you are willing to maintain. If a strategy turns out to be more time-consuming than is reasonable for you, or that you are not connecting with, you will tend to not keep that strategy up. Some examples to consider that will help you visualize your time are using a phone or paper calendar, using a whiteboard or bulletin board, or reverse calendaring. Often we understand how much time a large task or project will take, particularly when there are many smaller steps to achieve the final goal. Creating a backwards calendar can be a very effective way to start with an end goal in mind and work backward to make sure you are allowing time to complete the tasks. This process can also help avoid procrastination and that feeling of being rushed to complete something near a deadline. First, identify the end goal that you want to reach, such as drafting a chapter, submitting revisions, attending a conference, graduating, etc. Then you should write that goal at the top of your page. Third, work in reverse to fill in the different tasks and due dates that need to be completed in order for you to meet that end goal. Here is an example of a backwards calendar for writing a journal article. Note the different columns of the week, which gives the time frame structure. Objective goal, which is where you write out the task to be completed, and additional notes, which can be used to address other issues or steps related to that specific goal. When creating a backward calendar, be sure to pay attention to and note any hard due dates. Here you can see the week to submit the article is the hard deadline. Once complete, this calendar can not only give you a big picture overview of the steps necessary to reach your goal, but can also be useful to share with others in your life, such as family, friends, advisors, or committee members, to help show all the moving pieces you have that you are working on. To be effective and happy, you need to have balance in your life. By assessing your effective work days and making a backwards calendar, you can be intentional about where you build in time for your personal life. This can be making time for people, activities, or just personal time to watch your favorite TV show or read a magazine. Consider all the things you want to do or accomplish, both with the project and for your person. Are there certain things that you need to do, such as exercise, to be effective with your work? To do this, you should consider putting it on Post-its in places where you can see items daily, keeping a research or inspiration journal, keeping a calendar, using your phone to schedule and send reminders or goals, or scheduling time for academic, personal, professional, and civic or community goals. When creating balance, remember it's not just about balancing your work/life, it is also about balancing the different sides of you. So you also want to make sure you are planning time to transition between work, academics, and family. Especially if you are working in the home, it is important to let yourself have time to get out of work or family mode so that you can let go of those worries and to-dos so that you can fully focus on the task at hand and manage your stress. You also want to keep your support network informed and updated so that they know how you are doing and how they can help you along the way. Make sure to also take time to reward yourself when you accomplish a goal or reach a milestone in your project, and feel free to build those into your calendar as well. And finally, do not be afraid to be honest with yourself if you have to say no to an activity or task to focus on getting work done. Taking on more than you can achieve will typically cause more stress and anxiety in the long run. By being aware of all the steps that lead to completion, you can focus on meeting the smaller steps that play into achieving your long-term project rather than focusing on the entirety of your undertaking. Thank you for watching this presentation on planning for long-term projects. We hope to see you at one of our centers soon. Graduate writing, and graduate statistics tutoring appointments are real-time, one-on-one appointments that you can attend online via Zoom or in person at campus sites. To view schedules and make appointments, please visit our website at tutoring.asu.edu/writing-centers or call 480-965-9072 for assistance. We look forward to seeing you soon.